Here, ano, what you call this, mag-CR na kaya muna ako, I think. Mag-restroom na muna ako.
Pwede po, pwede po. Hi, Rena. Hello, welcome. We'll be starting in a few.
I'll be back.
Sige po. Hi, John. Hi, Relin. Hello, Ben. I hope you're all safe and well. Welcome. Hello. Hi, Ernesto. Hello, Yuriz. Welcome. Hi, Danny. Hello. Hi, Dizon. Hi, Christine. Attendees are slowly coming in, so I'll just try to set up our Facebook Live. Hello, Myra. Good evening. Hello, Ariel. Welcome. Miss Frey, are we good already? So I can post it live?
Yes, we're good.
Alright, ready na po? Sige. So I'll go live in 3. Alright, we are live. Good evening to our participants on Zoom, our viewers on Facebook, and all our applicants. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ug maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. I am Shane, and I will be with you in our first ever episode of Still Hiring Live Q&A with Optum. But for now, we would like to let you know that this series is all about connecting employers and applicants. So that's our goal for this series. So in every episode, we will be featuring a company who will answer some questions regarding company culture, job hirings, employee benefits, employee engagement activities, and preparedness for the new normal. So later on, we will tackle more about those things, most especially the recruitment culture. So first of all, I would like to let you know that we are very open to accepting questions no, on our Zoom chat, and we also have our Q&A window. We would also like to encourage everyone to send their questions on Facebook. We have our comment section below, so please feel free to send your questions. Right now, we are seeing some questions already, so that's great, no? So before I introduce our speaker, I would like to share an ABT regarding our featured company. So sit there, relax, and maybe you can drink your coffee or your water. What else would you need? So, all right, so I'll now start sharing.
Every day is a new opportunity to make a difference. Modernizing care delivery to reduce complexity and make better outcomes a reality. Learning from valuable data to help give human beings a better chance at health. Supporting communities with compassion and cultural awareness. Helping to bring new life into the world and serving our most vulnerable when and where they need us. Changing the face of healthcare, one person, one innovation, one breakthrough at a time. Testing, connecting, sharing, collaborating, learning, challenging, discovering. We will never stop searching for new ways to make the health system work better. When we get it right, healthcare will be modern, accessible, effective, and affordable for all. It's the opportunity of a lifetime.
What a moving video we have from Optum. So without further ado, are you excited to know our speaker? So I will now introduce our speaker. So our speaker is a director for talent acquisition in Optum Philippines. She's a seasoned human capital professional with 22 years of experience in the field. She applies human resources best practices and delivers excellence expertise to attain business outcomes. She has designed and deployed several innovative and strategic initiatives to grow the business and improve workforce engagement and performance. Prior to specializing in talent acquisition, she also held other key leadership positions as an HR business partner and talent strategist, employee relations and policies lead, and as an HR service excellence and compliance lead, all in Accenture, her prior company. Freya took her bachelor's degree from the University of the Philippines. She received her master's in business administration from the National University of Singapore and is a recipient of university's Academic Excellence Award. She enjoys traveling with her husband and three lovely daughters and loves reading books and playing the guitar in her spare time. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Freya Bartilla. Good evening, Miss Frey.
Maayong gabi Ian, maayong gabi sa lahat ng nanonood. Good evening to everyone who's watching My Nimo Live today. It is my pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me in.
It's our pleasure din po to invite Optum and Miss Frey as well here. So I would be giving 5 minutes or 3 minutes to Miss Frey so that she can also introduce Optum to our participants and our applicants.
Sure, I'd be very happy to do that, Ian. So again, good evening, everyone. Optum is a health services and innovations company, and we're dedicated to help people live healthier lives and to help make the healthcare system work for everyone. We're part of the United Health Group, which is a Fortune 7 company, and we're actually the fastest growing organization within the UHG family of businesses. We actually nearly touch all the dimensions in the healthcare system, and we work with a diverse set of clients in 150 countries. And that ranges from those who diagnose and treat patients, those who pay for care, those who deliver health services, and also deliver the cure to the patients. We operate in several countries, and that would be in North America, South America, Europe, Middle East, Asia Pacific, and those are our primary operations offices. We're around 189,000 across the world yen, and in the Philippines, we're approximately 14,000. And we have offices in Alabang, Taguig, Quezon City, and Cebu. And our Philippines team, our global solutions team, who's located in the Philippines, we offer a full suite of services which ranges from consulting, technology, process solutions to help modernize healthcare. We offer career opportunities in clinical, health services operations, corporate services, technology, and customer service.
Right. So I think that was very informative, no? And I really believe that Optum has a lot to offer to our applicants, especially knowing that it's a really big company. So to all our applicants watching, it's best to really watch from start to finish our live today, so you get to know more and discover about Optum's company culture. So speaking of company culture, I would like to start with the questions now, Miss Ray. So
Sure, go
our
ahead.
applicants will get to know more about Optum. So the first question is, how would you describe your corporate culture in one word?
I'd use compassion, Yen, definitely compassion, because we strive to walk in the shoes of the people we serve and walk in the shoes of the people we work with.
Compassion. I love that. Yung compassion po kasi, no, it's all about humanity din po, which really reflects to the company. So we have here naman po, how would you describe the work environment in Optum?
Yen, it's certainly very fast-paced because as the healthcare system evolves, so do we. I'd also like to note that we have a lot of talented, smart, passionate individuals in the company, which will also inspire you to do your life's best work. In Optum, we also put a lot of importance in technology and innovation. So our employees can really access a vast variety of tools and resources that they can use to do their job and help navigate their careers. I'm also proud to say that managers and leaders in the company encourage and support our employees to pursue their career aspirations and drive their career journey to whatever direction they want to take.
My God, I'm speechless because everything you've said, Miss, if I am the applicant right now, I would really apply to Optum because Optum really offers more than more than what other companies can offer. So that's very great. So now for the most thrilling part, no, of our question and answer portion, which are questions about job hiring. So first off, I would like to ask Miss Prey to share what vacancies we have for Optum today or this month.
So we have a variety of roles, Ian, and based on these roles, there are also a lot of they have their own related qualifications. So allow me to generalize what these roles are, and so that we have a more simple conversation. So first of all, we have our customer service representatives. And for this kind of roles, we accept high school graduates with at least 2 years of BPO voice experience. We also accept senior high school graduates, or at least individuals with 2 years of college experience, plus 6 months of BPO experience. For our clinician type of roles or clinical type of roles, we welcome medical allied professionals, uh, PHRNs, Philippine registered nurses, US registered nurses with or without clinical experience. For our technology roles, now we are looking for technology professionals who are experts in the field or capabilities of application development, software testing, cloud, business intelligence, IT security, and infrastructure services. So all of these roles have their own requirements in terms of relevant work experience, technical expertise, and it will all be appropriate to the career level of interest. I would like to note, though, that Optum is a very proud equal employment opportunity employer yet, which means that all qualified applicants will be considered for employment without discrimination of race, nationality, age, gender, color, and expression. So we're very open to all applicants.
That's great to hear, Miss Frey. So, regarding the qualifications and requirements, since we have tackled it already, I will now proceed to the next one, which is very important naman for our applicants. So, what are the tips you can give to our applicants to pass the application? So, yes, I think this is very important, no, and relatable
Yeah,
to all
that
applicants.
Yeah, that's a very good question, Yan, and I'd love to answer that now. So for all of our roles, our applicants, of course, will be assessed for their technical and industry expertise, for their leadership qualities, and of course, what they can contribute to the organization's mission and vision. Accordingly, because culture is a blue chip item for Optum, meaning it's very important to us, we're looking for individuals whose values align to ours and who will be a culture fit for Optum. Now, again, I'd like to reiterate that we do not discriminate against race, gender, etc., because we're an equal opportunity employer. In terms of tips, no, I guess what I'd say is just be your authentic self. During the interview, talk about your passions, talk about your interests, because while we screen for role fit or skill fit, Optum also supports your career aspirations and also supports your personal interests. So just be your authentic self.
I love it. Just be your authentic self. Yun palang key,
Yes.
no, to get hired in Optum. So, we have here naman po, what are the next steps after the interview process?
Okay. So at Optum, there are generally three processes or three steps now before you get hired. First, you will go through an HR interview where we basically screen for your qualifications. Next would be the communications assessment, and this is very important for the customer service representative roles. Now, once you pass that, the next step would be the domain interview or the hiring manager interview. And when the candidate passes the three steps, we then give the offer. Okay, we do a job offer. And if the candidate accepts the job offer, then we're going to share with them the requirements for submission, pre-employment requirements for submission, and the next steps to get to their onboarding date.
All right. So that was very informative, no? So to our applicants. So we are now receiving some questions, but later on we will have those questions addressed right after we cover our initial questions. So please stay tuned for the other Q&A portion, which are questions from our viewers and participants. So let me proceed to the next question we have here. How will the new hires be onboarded with Spray? This is very
Good question.
interesting. Yes.
Yeah, it's very timely, because we have a pandemic right now. So beginning mid-April of this year, we've successfully transitioned into virtual hiring and virtual onboarding, which effectively means removing the requirement to be physically in office to participate in hiring activities and to submit pre-employment requirements. So this also means paperless onboarding. We did all of this to ensure the safety and the protection of both the candidates and our employees. And throughout this transition, we ensured that it would still be a seamless activity for the candidates, and we kept in mind a delightful experience throughout for them as they begin their career journey with. So now that they've arrived at day one, let's say they've started their day one, they will be greeted by our very energetic and very adept talent development team who will facilitate the new employee orientation for them and will give them an overview of the organization and what to expect in the coming days. And post that, they would be handed over to their new team.
Right? So, onboarding pa lang, no? So much awesomeness in the onboarding part pa lang yan. So, we have here, how do you describe an effective employee for the roles you mentioned earlier, Miss Gray?
Hmm. Um, I'm going to give an answer which would be applicable for the three kinds of general roles I mentioned earlier. Okay. So for me, I believe that in order for an employee to be effective, it would be someone who truly lives up to our core values in Optum. It's very important to us. So allow me to share with you what our core values are. Okay. So the first would be integrity. The next would be compassion. Third would be relationships. Fourth would be innovation. And fifth would be performance. So first and foremost, we observe integrity in all that we do. It's very important. Next, we remain compassionate to all our employees and the people that we work with. In the heart of our values, we focus on relationships because we believe that if we nurture the right relationships, it's going to lead to innovation and performance. So living our core values is essential and very vital in Optum. Now, additionally, I'd like to share, since your question is how to become an effective employee, given that today's world is a very VUCA world. Have you heard that, Ken? So VUCA meaning it's very volatile today, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Having the consistent appetite to learn new things, to adapt, and to adjust, these are really good skills to have for an employee in order for them to navigate and be successful in their career. I
All
hope that
right.
helped.
Yeah, so I think our applicants really learned a lot, no? Even the VUCA meaning, that's very informative, Miss Prey. And also to our applicants, I hope you took notes, no? Especially our core values in Optum. So, plus points if ever you will apply that this evening. So,
Good tips,
yes,
no?
yes. So we have here another question. Can you offer specific details about the position's day-to-day responsibilities?
Sure. Well, the roles in Optum are very vast, and it's always a challenging and an exciting day for us. So let me give you a glimpse of what they do on a high level. No? So let me start with customer service representatives. Our customer service representatives are empowered to answer questions and concerns of our customers. Okay? For our clinicians, they provide clinical expertise through telemedicine or teleconsult, and some of them also case manage patients. Now, for our technology professionals, they develop healthcare softwares or provide systems and tool support. I'd also like to highlight that we dig into a lot of data through emerging tools. And we really use this to transform the data into smart and more effective means. This leads us to more insights, to new insights. It helps increase our accuracy and helps make better business decisions. As a result, we're able to change and transform how the healthcare system works around the world and how it performs. So we basically power modern health services.
Right.
So and for all of these roles, we are committed to making sure that we transform the health services space, and as I've said, power modern healthcare.
Right. So since our applicants now, Miss Prey, are somehow familiar na no to our day-to-day responsibilities. So here's a question. I think some of the questions from our email no reflects to this question also. What is the biggest
Okay.
challenge that someone in this position would face?
Okay, that's interesting. So, each of these roles I've mentioned, they of course have their respective jobs and responsibilities related to their work. But I guess what I'm gonna focus on would be something that's common or universal to these three. And since most of our employees today work at home, a lot of our employees miss the camaraderie that they used to have when they go on site, be with their colleagues who are also their friends. So I guess that's one of the challenges we have now as we adjust to the new norms. But we remain very optimistic again because we believe that through technologies, through the support of their teammates, and through the encouragement of their leads, certainly we can still collaborate effectively and everyone will eventually adjust to the new norm.
Alright. So I think that ends our initial job hiring questions. But let me just check our Zoom chat. We have some questions here regarding also job hiring, Miss Ray. So is it alright that I will insert this question since it's regarding
Sure.
job hiring? Alright. So we have
No
a
problem.
question from Raline Regahal.
Mhm.
Do you have a non-voice account available of the hiring?
Oh, yes, we do. We do. And this would be in the spaces of our, let's say, corporate offices, let's say HR, finance, shared services. And within the business space, we have roles in training, etc. So there are a lot of roles. And in fact, if you're interested, I would encourage you to go to work@optum.com. All our job positions are open there, and I hope you find something that's interesting to you.
All right. So here's another question from Omaira. This is about company culture naman, Miss Spray. So what
Sure.
is the best part of working at Optum?
The best part, and I'm gonna answer very, very authentically. I will have to say it's still compassion. You know? Like my first answer. And relationships. I guess it's my second because I'm relatively new in Optum. Plus, this year is really a year of uncertainties. You know, the pandemic happened, and people are just really on a lot of pressure. I love that despite everything that has happened, Optum had certainly and always put the welfare of the employees first. And I've seen it firsthand. And maybe one day when we have more time, we can talk more about it. But we always put the welfare of our employees first in the decisions that we're making. And I'm very proud of Optum for that.
All right. So later on we will address more questions, but for now
Yes.
we will go back to our next category for our Q&A this evening. We have the employee benefits, which is a very interesting category, and most of our questions also are coming from here. So for the first question in this category, we have what are the benefits the employees will enjoy during their probationary and regularized status with Optum?
Okay. So, aside from a rewarding career experience and a competitive compensation scheme, our employees also enjoy a comprehensive HMO plan, which covers them and eventually the dependents that they choose. We also try to be very progressive in thinking. So, partners and same gender couples are included in our HMO plan. We also have a high participation rate in terms of our retirement plan, and it can really be very, very lucrative.
Right? So, we have here naman, let me just check the questions. So we have other questions. Do you offer work at home programs, Miss Spray? It's a question from
Yes.
Neil. All
Mhm.
right.
Yes, Neil, we do. Actually, a lot of our job posts right now are working at home, are work at home roles, and majority of our employees are actually working at home.
That's great. So rest assured that your safety is prioritized.
Yes.
We have here a question naman. Are there internal employee training or career development programs open for employees?
I love that topic, Yen. I love that you're asking me that question. No? One of the things I really, really love about Optum is that we believe that learning never stops. We actually have an internal platform in Optum where employees can access various courses which can help them upskill in their job and also, take their career to the next level. We have best in class training. We also invest in resources to help our team members develop. In fact, one such example would be our USRN Academy, which we offer to our nurse employees. Basically, we offer them training, and throughout the program, they can review and take their NCLEX exams. So, in addition to that, we also offer tuition fee reimbursement to our employees and a completion course, a college completion program for our employees as well. So we're very, very supportive of continuous learning for our employees.
All right. So our applicants know, I'm very excited for our applicants actually knowing that Optum reimburses tuition fees, they
Yeah.
provide trainings, they provide any programs that would really help our employees level up their careers. So I hope that we already have here participants on Zoom asking where can they apply. So later on we will share no the URLs and uh, as to where you can apply for our job positions available in Optum. So now let's proceed to one of the most important aspects in applying for a job, which is knowing how the company is preparing for the new normal. So we are up to our first question. What were the challenges, Ms. Spray, that you faced in Optum when the pandemic started, and how did the company overcome it?
So, one of our biggest challenges really during this pandemic is to make sure that all of our employees are protected and safe. We have a very, very big employee base. As I've mentioned, we're 14,000. And we needed to make sure that our employees received what they needed at this point in time. So, upon the announcement of the government requirement to instill quarantine protocols and restrictions, we were among the first companies who quickly transitioned our employees to a work at home setup. And in fact, we delivered and sent their assets to their homes so that they can use it and continue to be productive. Second, we fully employed. We continued to employ and we paid full salaries and wages to our employees, even to those who at some point or for some reason is unable to work. And we did that putting the welfare of our employees first. The third is that we have business continuity plans and clinical safety protocols in place to make sure that we still protect our employees while continuously providing our service to our patients, to our members, to our clients without disruption of service. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the things we immediately did was to quickly transition into virtual hiring and virtual onboarding to protect our employees and our candidates. So all of these were possible through the concerted effort of our country leaders, of our business leaders, to jointly come up with solutions to address concerns as a result of the pandemic.
All right. So, I think it's very important that our applicants and viewers know uh, about this initiative from Optum, so they know no that our priority talaga is the security of their health, most especially during this
Yes.
pandemic. And speaking of the work from home naman, Miss Frey, since you've mentioned earlier that most of the vacancies and the positions we have right now are open to work from home setup. What are the requirements or provisions of Optum in terms of the applicants naman aside if they want to apply? If there are there any requirements for the work from home option?
Um, well, basically, we'll just continue to assess the same things I mentioned earlier, your technical skills, your industry skills, leadership qualities, and your intention to contribute to the mission and vision of the company. And we do make sure that you are productive at home. We deliver the assets to your home to help you be productive.
All right. So if those applicants, Miss Frey, will be giving their applications for our vacancies today, are those what we call these positions all open for work from home, or are there also from office work for office work?
Yeah, so we do have roles which also need to go to office. And for those remaining few individuals who need to be in office, in all of our operation centers, we make sure to provide support. For example, we provide shuttle services to help supplement the shortage of transportation. That's number one. Number two, we continue to observe a reduced capacity in our buildings to ensure there's ample space so that we can observe physical distancing. You all know that's very important today, right? And third, the last but definitely not the least, if they do go to office, they're rest assured that we continuously sanitize and disinfect our offices on average 2 to 3 times a day to make sure that their safety is of utmost importance and priority. So we do provide support for the remaining employees who will have to go to office.
Right. So virtually or in the office, everyone is really safe and security of health is prioritized. So I think that's one of the best things about applying no, in Optum. So about naman po sa employee engagement activities, Ms. Prey, let's go to this category naman po because actually I'm also curious as to how Optum manages employee engagement activities and how they make our employees really motivated to specific activities. Uh, if there are some activities we can share to our applicants, please let us know, Ms. Frey, so that they can also have a glimpse of what they can look forward to in Optum.
Sure, happy to share some. And given, we continue to evolve and adjust to the times, and Optum has been looking for new ways to connect with our employees since majority of us work from home. And a lot of this is above and beyond what we used to be doing. So, since most of our employees work at home, we realize more and more that there are other responsibilities to what an individual does. So, meaning, for example, I'm not just an employee, right? I'm also a parent. I'm also a mom, a sibling, a son or a daughter, right? So we have many roles and we have multiple responsibilities when at home. So what we've done is to develop our engagement programs to recognize this in totality. And some of the engagement programs actually is extended to immediate family members, for example. So employees can invite their younger siblings or their children to attend storytelling hour or magic shows that are done virtually. So we have, that's just a few examples of virtual engagement activities that we have to recognize the whole self. So that's one. Second, we also recognize that staying at home most of the time can be mentally exhausting to most of us. And because of that, Optum has offered subscription of an application, and that's for free to our employees, where they can use this app to help support mental health. The third point I'd like to share on this topic is that we continue to check in with our employees, ask how they are, keep them apprised and abreast of what's happening, uh, things around them, and how it may impact them. And we constantly also remind them that their safety and well-being is always on top of mind of the leadership team. So those are just a few of the things we do to help keep engagement up. You know.
So sa ating mga applicants, no, as Miss Freya said, those are just only few of the engagement activities they are willing to share if ever you'll apply in Optum. So you mentioned Miss Freya, no, to the extent really of giving magic shows,
Mm,
inviting really the siblings, the mother or the father or anyone who would like to engage, so we can support really our employees in a whole in a whole aspect manner. So I think
mm,
it's very exciting, no, for our applicants. So for Kobe, he was asking where can they apply to the mentioned positions. They can apply on mynemo.com and as well as on if we can mention also Miss Frey, the one you already mentioned earlier, the website
mhm.
for the careers also. They can
Yes,
also
work at optum.com.
all
Yes.
right, yes. So we have here a question, Miss Frey. We will be answering
Sure.
now and addressing some of the questions here on Zoom and as well
Okay.
as on Facebook. So please, again, to our applicants, this is your time. Take the chance na ngayon na kasi wala, baka ito na po ang main chance niyo, main key niyo to know more about Optum and also
Mm,
to really win that position. So we have here a question from DG Tubo.
mhm.
Do you accept part-timers, Ma'am Frey?
Oh, yes, we do. So this is one of the things we're, offering. One of the career opportunities we're offering, because we recognize, like I've said earlier, we have many responsibilities, right? And all of us are in a certain life stage. It could be that today I have a 2-year-old and I can hardly leave him or her because she's too young. So we have options and we have opportunities in Optum today where we accept part-timers. So they're still of regular status, but they'll only work for, let's say, 4 hours a day. And you'll know more when you apply in terms of the details of the work and the schedule. But yes, if you are interested, go ahead and apply and we'll be happy to accommodate.
Right? So, as mentioned also in our email blast and on our Facebook post, one of the things you will love about Optum, no, is work flexibility. So, it's
Mm-hmm.
one of the priorities that they want to give to our employees. So, we
Mm-hmm.
have here a question naman po from Neil Okrindo here on Zoom. May I ask for what work at home? Is there a specific requirement Mbps for the internet speed? Do we have
So
requirements po ba daw for the internet?
right now, we provide the pocket Wi-Fi to employees, and we are continuously evolving and observing how we do work at Optum, especially that working at home. Right now, there isn't any requirement, but we're currently studying it, what is necessary for productivity.
All right. So yung mga applicants natin na nagtatanong if ever, no, how can I apply if I don't have internet? Yun pala is, Optum pala is willing to provide the pocket Wi-Fi.
Yes.
So, ready na talaga lahat, Miss Frey, no? Winner talaga sa Optum. So, we have a question naman here, here in our Q&A window. Is there an age limit po for applying the one vacancies mentioned?
No, no age limit. Do apply. We do not discriminate against age, so just apply. We will definitely screen for skill, competency, and leadership qualities. So, no, we're an equal opportunity employer.
Right. So if you can also see Miss Frey on our Q&A window,
Yeah.
Joven is also asking if we have job openings po daw in Optum for high school graduates. So I think
Oh,
this was answered already earlier, Miss
yes.
Frey, no?
Yeah, and I'm happy to answer it again because this is not common in many companies, right? So Joven, yes. So we accept high school graduates with at least 2 years of BPO voice experience. Since you have 4 years, I think you're definitely qualified, right? So go through the interview and let's see where it goes.
Right. Really exciting for Joven, no? As he knows na ngayon na he's very much qualified for the position. We also have here po, I am a graduate of BS Environmental Science in Mapua of the South. I also have 1 year call center experience. Are there any posts for a science graduate? I think he's referring, Ms. Prey, if he's also qualified to apply for the mentioned position.
Yeah. So yes, and if you're open to opportunities, even if it isn't directly connected to your course, yes, there are opportunities. And if you're willing to learn, be trained, it's a possibility. So especially that you're a graduate, a four-year graduate, we have roles that you can be qualified for. So go ahead and check out our site, submit your resume, and we can find a role fit for you.
All right. So we have, yes, Ms. Prey, you were saying?
Yeah, yeah. There's a question I'd like to answer because I think Miguel has been, popping the question, and I want to address it. So his question here is: You've been hiring nurses in Iloilo City, but you have not yet started operations. You only have a hiring office. When are you going to start operations in Iloilo? And I would like to apply as HR manager for Optum. First and foremost, Miguel, thank you very much for your interest. And I felt you were really interested because you popped your question a couple of times. So thank you for that. Um, as sad as it is, we did have an intention to open our office in Iloilo. I've personally been there, and we had a temporary office in the location. No? However, given the pandemic, it was in the best interest of everyone concerned for us not to pursue first. So we're not pursuing opening our office in Iloilo at this time, and the candidates we were in touch with were duly informed. But despite that, we encourage them to take a look at other openings that we may have in offices that are open today. We have a Cebu office in case you are near there or you're willing to relocate. If you do want to join us, that's also another option. So thank you again for raising the question, Miguel.
Right. So I hope Miguel, Ms. Prey answered your question. So we have a question naman here from our Facebook Live. It's from Nonoy Ignacio. Are you expanding to other provincial sites? If ever, where would it be?
So that's very related to the last
Yes.
question. We did have an intention to open an office in Iloilo, but you know, I think that's life. It just throws curveballs at you. So until we have to wait and see first how things pan out in the next few months, few years. So for now, it's a wait and see for us.
Okay. So For our applicants, no, stay tuned, and also they can visit Optum's Facebook page, and also they can also visit Optum's website, so they get to know more about the hirings and the provincial expansions they will be doing. So we have here a question from Ariel. Ms. Frey, what's the usual hours of operation at Optum?
Mm, well, it's I'll have to answer it very broadly because we have a variety of roles. We support multiple countries. So we have roles that are on day shift, on mid shift, on night shift. For example, especially if we provide support to the US, then that would typically be a night shift role. So it really depends on the role, and like any company who wishes to serve their clients, right, and be relevant to their clients, we kind of follow the sun. So you'll know more about the details of the schedule as part of the application process.
Okay, so we are having some questions na. So we have here a question naman is Spray from Luis. What are your changes in your applications when the quarantine status would be lowered this coming September? Are you are you able to accept walk-ins by that time?
That's very interesting. Well, I guess I'm gonna preface my answer with saying, again, it's the welfare of both our employees and our candidates always top of mind. And if we take a look at the news right now, there's still a proliferation of cases. We are working very effectively through our virtual hiring, so we don't see an immediate need to be on site. So we won't likely open our recruitment centers or career hubs yet in September, but it shouldn't matter, my dear. You can always submit your resume, and one of our recruiters will get in touch with you. So don't worry about it. Even if you won't be able to walk in, you can still connect with us.
Yes, and I think it's easier on Louis' side if he'll apply virtually in the spray, right? than
Yes, yes.
than waiting for the walk-in on
Yeah,
September if ever our
yeah.
quarantine status will be lowered. So we have a question here from an anonymous attendee. Do we have opportunities for pharmacists in Optum?
Yes, it's a medical allied role, and we do accept with or without clinical experience. So go ahead. Our dear friend Yen will share all our links to our job posts and our websites, and we're very excited to receive your resume.
All right. So another question. So we will be answering last three questions this way so that you can also provide your message later for our viewers. We have a question from Mary Grace. Before I start reading the question, I would like to encourage everyone to provide their questions now so that we can address the most common question for the last two questions we'll be having for this evening. So we have a question from Mary Grace Amancio. Other companies provide their employee to have their own PC and chair for work at home setup. May I ask if Optum provide also for that one?
Well, I guess I'm going to say that we will provide for what is most urgent and what's most critical for you to be productive. No? And from a work standpoint, your productivity is really dependent on your workstation, your unit, your PC, and your assets such as probably your headset and your pocket Wi-Fi. So these critical assets, in order for you to be productive, that's definitely something we can support, and we do support and will deliver to your homes.
All right, so I think that question was answered. So we have here a question from Jessa Magne. He sent
Hi,
this
Jessa.
he sent this via email. He really wanted to know the answer of this. So we have here it's a question it's a very awe question because I really felt that he really wanted to know if how do Optum love their employees? That's the question. Mm-mm.
It's very interesting. So Allow me to answer this way. I'm sure we all read the news, right? We know what's happening to other companies. There are, you know, unfortunately, furloughs, meaning people floating. One of the things that I really appreciated, as I've mentioned earlier, was that despite the times when there were occasions our employees couldn't work at home for whatever reason, we continued to pay full wages to our employees despite that because we put the welfare of our employees first. So that's a very good example of how how much importance or priority we give uh, to in considering their welfare. That's one. Second, our policies, our protocols have the health and safety of our employees and team members in mind. And three, I go back to the engagement activities that we do for our employees where we consider the whole self of an individual. So it may not always be perfect, but we're certainly trying to transform. And in every decision we make, we put the welfare of the employees first.
Right. So I think that's how Optum loves their employees. I hope Jessa is here now on our webinar room so she knows the answer to her question. We also have here for our last question, Ms. Frey, what are the job positions you are hiring in Cebu City specifically? It's a question from Rochelle.
Hmm. So basically, the three categories of roles that I mentioned, they're all available there in Cebu. Of course, the number and the career level, for example, will vary. I would suggest for you to go to our site. You'll see all the information there, and do submit your resume, and we can contact.
All right. So I think we covered almost all questions this evening. So if you have other questions, feel free to send it to info@mynemo.com. So we'll be able to relay it to our Optum team and they can contact you right away to answer your questions. Also, yes, you're very welcome to our participants who are saying thank you here on our Zoom webinar room.
Very welcome.
Yes, and for this moment, I'm giving the floor. I'm giving the spotlight to our speaker, Miss Frey, so that she can provide her short speech to our applicants and viewers. Take it.
Thank you, Yen. So, daghang salamat, Yen, for the opportunity that you've given me, Optum, to share our company and what we have to offer to all of the viewers tonight. I'd like to do a quick shout out to my team who's watching now, my colleagues in Optum, who are also good friends, and family as well. No? Um, I guess all I'm gonna say is join us. There's no better time than now to join Optum. I hope this information I have shared and help you make that decision to take the first step. And join us, help people live healthier lives and help make the healthcare system work for everyone. So while we do our life's best work, thank you everyone. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, Miss Freya. Again, thank you so much to Optum and to you, Miss Freya, for generously sharing your time and knowledge to our applicants. This is a truly big help to our applicants, Miss Freya, because they get to discover and learn more about Optum's company culture and as well as the recruitment culture. So to our viewers and participants, marami pong salamat. Thank you for attending our first ever episode of Still Hiring with Optum. So I hope everyone is safe and doing well in their homes or even their offices. So for more updates on our next episode for the Still Hiring live series, you may visit our social media account. So we hope to see you soon on our next episode. Thanks and have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thank you, Miss Spray. Thank you,
Thank you, Yan.
Optum. Thank you to our
Thank you, everyone.
participators. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so We actually we're done with the live stream on Facebook, but we're
Okay.
still here on our webinar.
Okay.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Miguel. Everyone's been
I'll wait for
waiting.
your
Thank
cue.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you
I'll
so
just
much.
take a look at the chats.
Thank you. Miss Prey, how was it, Miss Prey?
Ana? Okay na ba? Tayong dala na lang ba? Tayo na lang?
There are still attendees, but there's thank you na. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you
I
very
really enjoyed. It was really good.
yeah. I think it's
What do you
very
think?
yeah. Your answers are superb, Miss. I really love it. I actually just found out no that you reimburse tuition fees.
Diba? Tuition fee.
Yeah, amazing. Like not all
Pati
companies
college
do that.
completion. Oo, we
Mhm.
also gave college completion programs. When I was like, wow, these are good, especially for folks who want to do masters or complete their
Mhm.
years. And how was